What's up, guys? I'm Chris Spags here, back to another Four Corners for today's 7-game NBA DFS main slate, courtesy of Awesemo.com and presented by SuperDraft. Yesterday ended up a bit of a wild one with some late-breaking value in Dennis Smith, but we got to get that power of positivity back in the air for today's slate. So right now, please hit that like button if you want your chance to win a free month of Awesemo Plus, courtesy of SuperDraft. Like this video and comment your top value play according to DraftKings salaries down below. A bunch of people guessed Dennis Smith correctly, so I'll announce that winner later on. If you want to join that person at the pay window, like this video and comment your top value play down below. But as is always the case, we've got no time to waste here in the Four Corners. Let's get right into our first corner of the top owned plays. And De'Aaron Fox in a game at Golden State, where there's 114.3 implied points for Sacramento. Fox is 29% expected ownership on DraftKings, while he's 31% on FanDuel. Fox looks well priced industry-wide for a game against Golden State's 110.7 defensive rating. That'll offer more opportunity for assists, as well as his 30% usage rate. Another top owned play looks like LeBron James in a game versus New Orleans, where there's 123.3 implied points for the Lakers. LeBron is 21% expected ownership on DraftKings, while he is 31% on FanDuel. LeBron projects for slightly more raw points than Anthony Davis against New Orleans' high-paced and unimpressive 109.3 defensive rating in a game with the slate's highest combined total according to Vegas. And our last of the current top-owned plays looks like Serge Ibaka in a game versus Milwaukee, where there's 115 implied points for Toronto. Ibaka is 28% expected ownership on DraftKings, while he is 26% on FanDuel. Ibaka is a little too cheap for his situation with Marc Gasol still out, and he put up 25 fantasy points in 22 minutes against Milwaukee in their one battle earlier this season. And now for our next corner, here are the guys who currently look like the top value plays on the slate, starting with Daniel Gafford in a game versus Oklahoma City, where there's 105.5 implied points for Chicago. Gafford is a middling per minute player with a 0.86 fantasy point per minute average, but Wendell Carter is expected to remain out alongside Luke Cornett, so Gafford and Cristiano Felicio likely need to split 48 minutes going against Oklahoma City's bigs. Another current top value play looks like Nemanja Bjelica in that game at Golden State, where there's 114.3 implied points for Sacramento. Bjelica's lost some minutes recently as Sacramento's opted to play Harry Giles more, but Bjelica's at a solid price on FanDuel in particular, worth taking stabs at with a matchup against the mostly small Golden State front court. And our last current top value looks like Harry Giles in that same game at Golden State, where there's 114.3 implied points for Sacramento. Giles likely shouldn't be played in lineups with Bjelica, but he's a 1 fantasy point per minute player at affordable prices on DK and FanDuel. He played a career high 32 minutes last game versus the Clippers. And now for our next corner, here are some of the other core plays that I'm looking at right now, starting with Fred VanVleet in that game versus Milwaukee, where there's 115 implied points for Toronto. Kyle Lowry has dominated the ball more, but VanVleet is out there nearly as much with a substantially lower price and a likelihood that more defensive attention is paid to Toronto's other dangerous scorers. Another core play looks like Danilo Gallinari in a game at Chicago, where there's 112.5 implied points for Oklahoma City. Gallo hasn't cracked 40 fantasy points in his last 10 games, but he's generally a highly consistent player at a reasonable price going against a Chicago team whose defense gets worse by the week with their many injuries. And a core play that should benefit from no Kemba Walker is Jaylen Brown in a game at Portland, where there's 115 implied points for Boston. Brown has a 27% usage rate when Kemba Walker is off the court, and his price is much more reasonable than Jason Tatum's, who sees the biggest usage boost but is thousands of dollars more expensive industry-wide. And now into our last and favorite corner of the lower-owned dart throws, and let's talk about Malcolm Brogdon in a game versus Charlotte, where there's 110 implied points for Indiana. It should be an obscenely low-paced game versus Charlotte, but Brogdon stands to benefit from Victor Oladipo's likely absence, as well as Jeremy Lamb knocked out for the year with more usage against Charlotte's 110.5 defensive rating. A priced-up lower-owned dart throw looks like CJ McCollum in a game versus Boston, where there's 108 implied points for Portland. CJ is priced up exponentially after his 76 fantasy point explosion over the weekend, but he still has upside with his 32% usage and 30% assist rate without Damian Lillard on the court if Portland can hang in it versus Boston. And my last lower-owned dart throw looks like Kobe White in that game versus Oklahoma City, where there's 105.5 implied points for Chicago. White also will be played less than he should due to his rising price, but he has over a 31% usage rate in his last 2 games, as well as 34 minutes, with some risk that he doesn't maintain that usage, but a lot of opportunity with Chicago's depleted lineup. So that's what I'm seeing so far for today's slate. So right now, please hit that like button if you want your chance to win a free month of Awesemo Plus courtesy of SuperDraft. Like this video and comment your overall top value play according to DraftKings salary down below. Yesterday, a bunch of people guessed Dennis Smith Jr. correctly, but only one person can win, and the winner's this guy right here, Dan O. So Dan, email me at chris@awesemo.com to collect your prize right now. And as always, those free months of Awesemo Plus come courtesy of SuperDraft. So right now, check them out at SuperDraft.io. Their tournaments have had a lot of overlay recently, and that's free money for you. They're also offering you free money when you deposit. If you use the promo code Awesemo, you get yourself $20 free on a deposit of $100 or more. So do that right now at SuperDraft.io, a game style where you can play any players you want. Their multiplier format gives you all the freedom you want to choose your players. So do it right now at SuperDraft.io with that promo code Awesemo for your $20 free. We're also doing a special giveaway right now for our podcast listeners, so go check out the pinned tweet right now on @Awesemo_com. All you have to do is rate our podcast feed 5 stars and give it a review, and then comment your Awesemo name on that pinned tweet. But check out the details on @Awesemo_com's pinned tweet right now and do this giveaway for all of our podcast listeners, the place you should go whenever our YouTube channel gets suspended, as it does so often these days. And hey, if you like podcasts, you should also go follow me on Twitter and Instagram @Chris Spags. My personal podcast is on my pinned tweet on @Chris Spags right now, so check me out, subscribe to that as well right now on Twitter @Chris Spags. Tonight you've got Fast Eddie Fear on Live Before Lock, so tune in then. And of course, I'll be back with you guys tomorrow for another Four Corners. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great night, and I'll see you guys again soon. So good luck.